Good afternoon to those who listen. It is November 24th, 2018, 5:46 p.m. And just wanted to discuss this with you guys and see what you guys think and throw in your 2 cents worth, your thoughts and opinions about what you think. Climate change or grand solar minimum? We've been hearing both sides of this whole thing now, but if we're supposed to be in a grand solar minimum, wouldn't that cause things to be cooler, not keep setting more and more records year after year? There's the climate change report came out, what was it, yesterday? And it's got all these dire warnings, blah, blah, blah. But what is causing it? And then we got Trump saying that climate change is just a hoax. But still we see temperatures rising, what, a degree? Yeah, I don't know what the time frame of that was, but it's going up little by little each year. 9 degrees by the end of the century. And of course, crops are going to be harder to grow. Loss of money, impacts on health. Asthma and allergies to be worse. That's what's happening. Heat and flooding. So they're blaming the California wildfires on climate change. Really? Wow. And then they got all the predictions. You can check this out yourself and make sure I copy this so I can paste it in the description box a little bit later. And of course, sea levels rising because the glaciers are melting. So what do you believe? You get some scientists and some reports coming out, oh, that picture looks funny. Okay. So, you got some people saying, oh, it's getting hotter and hotter every year. But then you got these other people saying that we're getting ready to go into an ice age. And the sun is dimming, fading. And we're supposed to be in a grand solar minimum. I've even heard a super grand solar minimum. So, to me, it just doesn't make sense. If we're in a grand solar minimum, how are we getting record heat still? So here's where my theory comes in. And I don't know. The more I think about it, the more it sounds more plausible. And I had lots of people, like last year, 9 months ago, 6 months ago, oh, they didn't believe in the sun simulator. How in the world could it produce as much heat as the sun? And then we get these reports from China. Their artificial sun is 10 times hotter than the real sun. If they could put that in the sky, and they're saying, oh, that's a future thing. But if they've even come up with the idea and they've experimented and tested it, and they actually produced 1 million degrees through their artificial solar simulator is what they called it. Still, solar, sun simulator, fake sun, whatever you want to call it, artificial sun. They've already tested it and it was successful, at least in the test. They're talking about putting that thing up in orbit by 2030. But if they've already been talking about it, I think it's already been done. Do we have artificial suns already? And maybe it's been going on for a while. How do we know when, if there is artificial suns, which, I do believe there's something out there, whether it's using a contraption, something made of solid material, or a lensing system, they're doing something up there. And you can see by the brightness of the sun. You can't look at the sun. I used to be able to see a round ball in the sky with my naked eye, and it was orange or yellow. Now you can't even see it. It's just bright light. You can't make out no definition with your naked eye. That's why you have to take videos. And nobody will do it to prove to themselves that there's something wrong. But anyway, what if there's these artificial suns in the sky, whether they're by satellite or through some lensing system using magnification maybe? What if they're up there and they are causing the global warming? Maybe they have to produce so much heat in order to cover a bigger area. Because I never understood why, if they had the technology to do that, why wouldn't they just create the temperatures to be perfect instead of raising them even higher? And again, that's where the chemtrails have come in again, and we're reflecting the sun's rays back into outer space to reduce global warming. So what is it? I think all these stories that they keep throwing out at us are there to distract us so we can't figure out which one is the real truth. But what if that was it? And they just have these sun simulators out in space, out in orbit, out in the atmosphere, in our atmosphere somewhere, and they are producing all this heat, and that's what's causing global warming. It's just a theory. I'm throwing it out there, but with the way things have been lately, and if it truly is a grand solar minimum and our sun is dying or dimming, or I've seen reports saying that the sun is going into hibernation. Well, there's another reason why we would need a sun simulator. And especially if people knew that our sun was dying or fading or out of orbit, whatever the reason, and we can't see our sun, or at least not the way like it's supposed to look, people would freak out. There'd be a worldwide panic. So they have to throw something in the sky to make us believe that there's still the sun out there. I think I'm kind of onto something with this. And I'm hopefully going to see other people reporting this too. Because, it's a possibility. I'm not saying it is, but it's a possibility. Anyway, enough with that. Then I saw something really fast over here. Before I leave you guys, I got some Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance has been going nuts. Look at that. But when I was looking at that, I also noticed something, which I noticed every once in a while. There'll be letters or numbers or faces in the Schumann resonance. Well, this time I found some numbers. See if I can zoom in. Zoom in enough to show you. I found 5s and 2s. Okay. If you look, I'm going to put everything right in the middle of the screen, as middle of the screen as I can. There's a 5 right there. You see it? Right in the middle. It's blue. And then right below that is a 1. And then over to the right of that is a number 2. And, I forgot this one. Right in the middle of the screen now. That looks like a 5. And, oh my, am I seeing more now? At the very top, which I'm going to try to get in the middle here, that could be an 8. And then over here, I could see a 2 and a 3 maybe. But it's like, why are all these numbers? There's one spot where I see a 5. Did I show you that 5 right in the middle right there? I think I did already. Or did I? But anyway, there's more down here. And then I saw, where was it at though? there's one 5 where right beside it looks like it could be there. It's right here. I don't think I can zoom it in anymore. It looks like maybe 5G, but I'm not, you know, it just kind of looks like, but I'm not saying that. But the 5 and the 1 and the 2 there. And then if you go over here a little bit into the middle, there's some 2s. And possibly a 5 right there. It could be a 2-5. But if you look in the top of the 5, it looks like it's partly could be the number 2. There's another 4 down here. There's a 5. And actually, if you look right below this 5 in the middle, it looks like the letter G. All right, I also put it over here. Let me see if I can zoom it in even better on this one. Hurry up. Dag nabbit. I had it set up, for goodness sakes. All right. All right. Finally. All right. So where was I? Let's go back up a little bit to where we were. Oh, no, it's just going to show that one area, isn't it? I can't actually scroll down. I just got to scroll down what I got. I actually think it was easier to see on the other one. On the other one. All right. All right, so where was I? Okay, here's right smack in the middle. There's the number 2 right there. And possibly another number 2. All right, so there's a 2. I'm going to put this one in the middle. It's in the green. There's a 2 there. And right below that, there's a 4. It looks like there's a 3 right below that. And then there's where the 5 is, and then the G. I don't know. I just found lots of numbers in here for some reason. I haven't seen any numbers or letters or faces lately until today. So I just thought I would throw that in there. There's another G at the very bottom over there. All right, let me try to see if there's anything else. But there's a lot of numbers. There's a 4 right here in the middle, right there. I think that might be it. There looks like there's a 3 and a 2 over here in the middle. But some of the numbers, like the 5s and the 2s are really more distinct than the other numbers. Ooh, I see the letter H now. If you look right above that 5, a little bit above to the right a little bit. 5, 1, 2. See, now on this part right here, I mean, it could be a 4 over to the left of the 5, but it's not like the other 4s. So I don't know if I count that or not. And then I was thinking, well, maybe put this in the Strong's Concordance. But the only problem is I'm not sure what the number is. Is it 512 or is it 51225? And then where does the number stop? I mean, there's a 2 down there. There's a 3 down there. A 2 and a 4 and a 3 and a 5. Okay, right in the very middle now, there's, actually looks like the letter G. And then below that is a 2. And then below that in the middle is a 4. And then there's a 5. And then there's another G below that. And there's a 5, right? A tiny 5 right below that G. And then if you look right below the G, there's another 5 where it almost looks like an S. All right. It's just weird that they're there. All right. So I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. God bless.